Good morning, Monday, April 21st. This is the Automotive State of the Union. I'm Paul J. Daly. It's Kyle Mountsier. Today we're talking about the top 100 used car dealers, Tesla delaying its affordable car, and Sam's Club getting rid of cashiers along with the old furniture.
See ya, bye.
In the renovation.
Sam's and the Club. Whole thing. Sam's Club's trying. They're trying to be Costco, but they ain't got dollar hot dogs. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I know it's kind of the opposite of Costco. In my mind,
the opposite of Costco.
I mean, have you ever been to a BJ's?
No, but we have one, and my wife went, and she was like, "Meh."
Like, is it? Yeah, is it like Costco is Target, Sam's Club is Walmart, and BJ's is like Dollar General? Like, how does that work?
I mean, no. I would
the other way around.
Publix.
Well, no, Publix is a grocery store.
Yeah, it's a grocery store.
It's got to be a warehouse store. It's been a long time, but BJ's I feel like was one of the OGs.
No, I've heard that BJ's is higher than Sam's Club these days.
Well, we don't have a Sam's Club anymore in Syracuse because it did close, and now it's a mini storage. So maybe that'll tell you something. BJ's is
Can we talk about how many storage units are in the U.S.? That's got to be.
Oh, we had a little conversation. Yeah, we have mini ones. They're attached to our houses called garage where we keep the crap.
That's all you need, people.
All right. We
Tell them how it is.
We're okay, like a day more than 3 weeks away from ASOTU CON 2025. It's going to be unbelievable. Watching the tickets come in, watching the social media posts of people posting their license plates that they're going to be there. We got some other things brewing. Like I heard there's a little pickleball event brewing.
What?
Yeah, I didn't even tell you about that.
Come on now.
Yeah, there's a little pickleball thing brewing. But if you go to ASOTUCON.com right now and click on agenda and then detailed agenda by stage, you're going to see a whole flurry of topics that you need to know about or you want to know about because they're areas, all different areas to improve your business, to handle the situations as it's coming at you, whether it's tariffs or people issues. You know, we've been talking a lot how people issues are going to affect your bottom line much more than a tariff will. And that's legit. We're talking people, we're talking sales, acquisitions, health insurance. We got a panel on health insurance costs and how you can take care of your people better there. All kinds of stuff. Kyle, you and I decided we were going to pick one session today to talk about that we are interested in. And naturally, I was like, I want to pick this one. Which one was yours? And you're like, well, that was going to be it.
That was going to be it.
So
what are you excited about?
I'm excited about day one, studio one. This is 2:30 to 3, SEO to GEO, which is generative engine optimization with Nick Askew and John Sukawati. This is what's happening right now is that when you're searching, even if you're searching on Google, or if you're a lot of people moving to ChatGPT or searching some level of AI tool, it is what is generated in the answer. Where is it getting the information that is giving you that first answer and response? Even if you're still using Google, what do you need to do to your content and your website to make sure you show up in that, not the traditional route where you just want to show up in the first page of search results? That's actually becoming a little outdated. So cutting edge technology, cutting edge conversation.
I'm not going to talk about mine because this was an interesting thing. I think this is like, we're already getting into the news here today, but last week, GPT announced that that all of your history is available to GPT, and then they announced O3.
Oh, the memory of everything,
full
you
memory.
Put in, it can remember it and reference in future conversations you have with it.
When you think about GEO, it's actually audience segmentation at its finest. And I posted on LinkedIn today about how we are basically creating our own echo chamber, but this is the adverse to that. Somewhat, if you go to O3 and ask it a question, instead of like, what are restaurants near me? You say, what are restaurants near me that I would like?
Ooh.
It takes you and puts you in a deeper audience segment. Like, oh, I like steak and mushrooms. Okay, so now the targeting to get me actually requires the depth of your content to be much more structured instead of just like being a restaurant. It's like, no, a restaurant for people that like this and mushrooms.
It sounds like brand at its finest. And that's why the people who have been doing the grind of the brand work and building out
they're gonna win.
Not like garbage throwaway content, like, you know, random stuff that might get traffic but not relevant traffic, but things that talk about who you are. Posting on social media has to do with this. I just asked GPT what restaurants are near me that you think I'd like. Let's see what it comes up with. It's searching the web right now. I think I know what it's probably going to say.
It's like you seem to like burgers.
It's just
McDonald's
no.
could be
I think
good.
it's just gonna. I think it's just gonna generate an image of a pizza. Okay, let's see. It's got Noble Cellar, which is a small, like kind of really hip new fine dining concept thing. Okay.
Nice.
A place called Eden, who I've never been to. It's farm to table. Postabilities, which is pasta. Dinosaur barbecue. It's not that good.
It's not that good.
It didn't do that.
Everybody wants to. Yeah.
Granted, I don't talk about my food a lot. I mean,
no, yeah.
Like I can see why it picked this stuff based on what I talk about, like business and like
for sure
entrepreneurship and like it. I don't know if it knows. I guess it knows how old I am. Maybe not. I think it thinks I'm a little younger than I am.
That's nice of it.
What places can I go to before 8:30? Right. And
yeah.
be
right.
home in bed by 9.
Also that.
I think there's news to talk about today. But
Let's
all that to say, we are unpacking the things that are going to give you insights that when you get to your dealership, or you can call or text or take pictures of the slides and disperse them to your teams. Guess what? Your business is actually going to get better. That's what ASOTU CON is all about. And doing that with people who are also want to see you succeed, and the people who you can ask, what are you doing about this? And that's really where the growth comes. So go to ASOTUCON.com, get your tickets, bring a team member or two. And if you need any help to do that, just DM me or Kyle. We'll make sure you can get there.
That's right.
As fast as possible, as easy as possible. The Automotive News Top 100 U.S. used car dealership groups list is out. The big takeaway isn't just who's up or down, but how they are adapting to survive as competition at auctions grows fiercer. Retailers are shifting hard into alternative sourcing strategies. By the way, we're going to talk about a lot of those at ASOTU CON.
Yep.
Here are the top 3. Lithia sold 411,000 used vehicles. AutoNation was number 2. Penske was number 3. So Lithia, AutoNation, Penske. However, if we did include used car retailers Carvana and CarMax would have been number 1 at 770,000. Carvana would have been number 2 at 416,000. So CarMax 770, Carvana 416, Lithia 411. Granted, they don't sell new cars. They don't, it's a different thing, but we just thought it'd be relevant to put that in there. Krause Auto Group posted the biggest leap on the list, jumping 25 spots. They've been working to number 67 with a 39% sales increase. Holman, our friends there, up 24 spots. DARCARS up 20 spots. And Swickard Auto Group up 17 spots. Also made significant moves with strategies ranging from better internal competition, interesting, to expanded certification and F&I offerings. Van Horn Auto Group, based in Plymouth, Wisconsin, cracked the top 100 for the first time at number 69. They came in smoking.
Wow. Roughly
half of its monthly used purchases come from auctions. So interesting there. Here's a quote from...
But only half. The rest are sourced
got them somewhere else.
Only 50% of their inventory is auctions. That's a strong move at a dealership of that size.
They smoked on it at number 69 on the list. Who is it? Brian Weiland, used car director of Van Horn, said, "We've had to readapt because it's not just that easy to go to the auction and get 100 cars. Can't do that easy anymore." So, and just, I think it's worth mentioning, of this list, so many of them are already going to be represented and have people at ASOTU CON. So if you want to get better at used car business, we're talking number 98, Holler Classic, CMA at 87, Russ Darrow, Krause Group, Rohrman, RML Automotive, Oarsman, Walzer, Holman are all going to be on the floor walking around and talking at ASOTU CON.
Can't miss that.
No, used cars is a big deal right now.
I mean, used cars is a huge deal. We've got like 4 or 5 conversations. We got podcast conversations. There's stuff on the main stage, all about used cars, all about sourcing, acquisition, retailing, reconditioning, even moving through the fixed op side of the business and figuring out how to do that. Especially when we have the prospect of potentially shrinking new car inventories, you got to get your used cars up to figure out how to kind of still compete. And here's what I think. I still don't understand why we don't have a public or a mid to large size group starting to think about how you actually beat a CarMax or a Carvana at scale. I just think like someone's got to be poised to figure that out, and we got to do it on the franchise retail side. There's no reason why we can't.
Got a comment from LinkedIn. How do you guys see the Tesla continuing to drop used sale prices? How do we see that? And how long is it going to happen? So glad you
Oh,
asked.
that's a bit, yeah.
Because speaking of Tesla,
Segue.
maybe before we go into this, we answer that question. Go ahead, Kyle. What were you going to say?
Well, no, yeah. If you've watched specifically on their used cars, right? And Jimmy Douglas has been talking about this a little bit, owner of Plug, how they have been taking their certified used cars and continually drop prices to try and incentivize demand. Yeah. It is interesting, and like that's definitely a point of like, watch out. If you're buying these used EVs, look at market trends right now. You might want to be in Plug, even if you're not buying them often, just to understand where the pricing is, because there is a difference in the regular used car market. We talked to someone last week where they were going to the auction and CarMax and Carvana were seeing vehicles bringing $3,000 to $5,000 over MRR, and so you've got this like different market where EVs are bringing less and starting to price down, and the market is generally going up over the last week and a half. So just watch out when you're looking at the
dude. I literally had this conversation with my friend on Sunday, right? It's Easter Sunday, you're at church, and you're the car guy. So they always ask, hey, my wife would trade in her, can't remember if it was an Equinox or a RAV4, whatever it is. I was like, he's looking for the cheapest option. I said, honestly, the cheapest option right now is to trade in that used car, which is worth more than it typically would be.
Value.
And then like a used Tesla is probably going to be the cheapest trade out. It's just, it is right now.
It really is.
So you got to get it from a dealer.
There's plenty of them.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, and they're cheaper than usual. Well, speaking of Tesla, their long anticipated push into affordable EV territory has hit a speed bump. The automakers delayed the launch of their stripped down Model Y, codenamed E41, intended to bolster warning signs and broaden its customer base. That's what they were trying to do. But the production of this model is now expected in late 2025 or early 26. Wow. Missing the targets. They said they were going to be jumping on this, like, I think first half of this year. They plan to build 250,000 units of the model in the U.S. in 2026 once production is fully ramped. The E21 is designed to cost 20% less to produce than the refreshed Model Y, which currently starts at $49,000. The delay underscores mounting pressure from aging models back to the used car conversation. They're holding all this inventory. And obviously one of the big challenges, Elon Musk's political activity. They're also preparing a no-frills version of the Model 3 as part of a broader pivot toward budget-friendly offerings after shelving their promised $25,000 EV platform to prioritize robotaxi development instead. I mean, Lord knows what they're going to do next.
Look, they absolutely should prioritize robotaxi. They're seeing success. Even Waymo is seeing success here. Why not go after something that you think is going to be the future of the industry, especially when you see, like other manufacturers.
Yeah, and they can own the revenue verticals.
They on all the verticals. I still think $39,000 Model Y would be super attractive, and a $25,000 Model 3 would be super attractive. But yeah, Tesla. It's weird because Tesla's in trouble, but at the same time, they have all U.S. manufacturing capacity, and so they will not have to be impacted by tariffs. So it may be like a really quick switch if pricing, drives up in tariff impacted vehicles.
I think that same LinkedIn user, sorry, your name is not coming through on the stream here. I want to purchase a S Plaid Tesla. How long do I wait to pull the trigger before pricing increases? I don't think we can tell you that.
I wouldn't have a clue, but we'll find out. We probably know some people. Ask Jimmy Douglas.
Jimmy Douglas, literally search him on LinkedIn.
Jimmy Douglas, Alex Lawrence, John Foley. Those are your guys.
Those are definitely your guys. Speaking of your guys,
segue.
If you like Cashiers, say goodbye.
Sam's Club is betting on the future of checkout by putting it into customers' hands and phones. As a part of a major remodel of all 600 locations, the retailer is ditching both traditional and self-checkout lanes in favor of fully app-powered experience. Every single store will adopt the Scan and Go app, eliminating traditional checkout entirely. AI tech will verify the purchases, removing the need for receipt checks at exits, that little fancy, check one thing off. 1/3, this is quite crazy. 1/3 of members already use the app, with usage up 50% over 3 years, meaning they have a really driven adoption there. Digitally engaged customers shop 3 times as frequently as those that are not, and spend, get this, 3 times as much.
Whoa.
EVP Diana Marshall said, connection is at the heart of every shopping journey. Experience will be a key differentiator to Sam's Club going forward. In a quote that makes no sense to me. But
well,
okay.
Yeah, experience of the app experience. Brian Ortega chiming in on the live stream. The app is great. That was my next question, because like for an app,
it is. It's strong. I've used it.
Your Wi-Fi has to be great. Number one.
Yeah.
Right. You have great Wi-Fi. You have a strong app, because there's a part of having the app open. Like I've never shopped with an app, so I'm probably the best like naysayer right here. But like I want to have my phone available for other things. But I guess if I don't have to check out, it's a really fair trade-off. What do? You go through and you scan it with
you just scan it as you put it in your basket, right? And so there's none of that like double in and out, and you just, as soon as you scan it and then you walk out, you're done. Yeah. Pays on the app, you're good.
That's pretty amazing. I mean, I love hearing Brian Benstock has this bit where he talks about grocery shopping. It's like you go around, you put all the stuff in your cart, and then you get there, you take it all out of your cart, and then it goes down the belt, then you put it all back in your cart.
And then you take it back out of your cart one more time and put it in your cart. It's a mess. It's a straight mess. Yeah.
So like, look, and they say their user base is, Gen Z is starting to make up a big swath of their user base. And so it's I mean, there's so many implications to this. Over 600 stores. How many cashiers do they have? A lot, right? And I think there's a really great opportunity to deploy some people throughout the store to literally make the experience better. Like if you don't have to pay cashiers, wouldn't it be amazing to have someone that's helping you load your bags into your car?
Man,
right? A little crew.
Go full Publix on them. It's on.
I think that would make a major difference. And you just look out for like the folks who might have trouble, some older folks, some moms with kids, you know what I mean? Doing the thing. I'll tell you what, that would definitely make some people
call your boys, because we got some consulting hours we can put in. Let's
call
go.
It up. Call it up. We're down. We love stuff like that. Whatever it is Monday. We know you have a lot to do, but you should really go over to ASOTUCON.com, look at a few sessions, figure out the ones that are going to make you the more successful, and then go there and be with us in 3 weeks. We'll see you tomorrow.